discipline over motivation this year. Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Aylin and today we are going to be talking about all of my reading goals for 2023. So this year my reading goals look a little bit different. I do have the reading goal that I have pretty much every year. I also have the number of books that I want to read, but I will save that for the very end. I put a lot, I feel like, less pressure on myself to have a certain amount of things like done. It's just more like monthly maintenance kind of things. You'll see as we get into it, but the goal structure is very, very different. Either way, let's just get started. I'm very excited for all of my goals for the new year. This list was very fun to make. Let's get started. So something that I was inspired to do in the month of December was to read one self-help book or one poetry book per each month so that I'm constantly working on growth within myself. I know that not every self-help book is going to help me. I know that not every poetry book is going to resonate with me, but I find that that is like a lot of self-care for me in my reading. Reading in and of itself is self-care for me, but when I'm reading things that make me pay closer attention and be more cognizant of my body, my emotions, and my mental well-being, I tend to do a lot better. It helps in therapy. It does a lot for my mood, and I want to prioritize those things. So whether it's a memoir that's really inspiring, a traditional self-help book like Atomic Habits is one that I really want to get, or I have a couple of poetry books on my shelf that I'm really interested in reading this year that I think will really help me fulfill this, and not only fulfill it but fulfill it well, like help me be more successful in the journey with my end goal regarding my mental health. Not end goal, but I guess a progressive goal, because nobody has perfect mental health ever, so it's an ongoing thing. But either way, I want to be taking better care of my mental health, and part of that is with what I read. I thought that that was kind of an interesting one, and I'm really proud of myself for putting it on there. Maybe if you guys want to join me too, I will be talking about them in my monthly wrap-ups. I am going to try to do a weekly reading vlog every single month, so I will hopefully mention them in those as well. Potentially I could do more than one weekly reading vlog, but I'm only going to strive for one every single month because I have a couple of other monthly videos that I want to do, and I want those to kind of take precedent. One poetry or one self-help book every month. Then I make this goal pretty much every year and I combine it with my graphic novels, but I want to end the year with 0 unread manga. I did a video during Bookmas talking about all of the unread manga that I have, and I have about 40 of them. That is a lot. However, with how long it takes me to read manga, it's not that bad, and I feel like if I did a few dedicated reading vlogs to purely reading manga for a week or something like that, I could knock that down. I really want to end the year with 0, and that includes any manga that I buy this year. I feel like I can do it. I make the goal every year, and I saw this thing and it was like a therapy TikTok. It was an Instagram reel, but you get the point. Talking about how, of course, you have trust issues because you can't even trust yourself because you make goals and then you don't do them. So it's hard for you to believe anyone because you don't even believe yourself because you're always bailing on yourself. I want to make goals that are achievable. This feels achievable. I just need to make the steps to do it, and discipline over motivation this year. That is the goal. So yeah, 0 unread manga. Contrasting that, I want to read more of what I want to read. And that's not entirely contrasting the last goal, but I want to read more romance. I want to read more of the books that I want to read without feeling pressure to read something else. I do that a lot because I have a lot of fantasy on my shelves and things like that. But if I want to read romance all month long, I'm allowed to read romance all month long, and I don't have to worry about the number of books if I don't want to. Like, reading is supposed to be pleasurable and not stressful. I do enjoy the challenge. That's why I set a reading goal every single year. I want to do more of what feeds my soul. So the poetry, the self-help, the romance, we're doing it all, and we're not going to be ashamed of it because who cares? If it's what makes me happy and it fulfills my life, I don't care anymore. I said it all throughout Bookmas, and I'm going to say it all throughout this year, so if you're sick of it, sorry not sorry. This is the year that I take up as much space as I want, and if me reading romance is how I'm taking up that space, then so be it. But I also feel like that pressure comes seasonally, where like a lot of people are like, oh, you need to read spooky books in October. I don't like spooky books. I don't want to read them. I like them every once in a while, but like I don't like fall. I said it. I said it. I said it. Every season has a place. Every season is warranted. Every season is beautiful. Fall happens to be my least favorite season. I hate fall. It is when my seasonal affective disorder sets in. I don't like it. If I want to read romance all throughout October and not read a single thriller at all this year, my thriller shelf will be disappointed, but my heart will be happy, and that is what matters. Something else that I got really good at last year was actually continuing on with series. So I would like to complete 2 series this year. I don't think that that will be all that challenging. I'm in the middle of plenty of series, so if I just continue on with those, we shouldn't have an issue. There are plenty of romance series that I have a ton of interest in, so I don't think that will be an issue. Manga series qualify as well, graphic novel series, whatever. I just want to complete 2, or at least like be caught up with the most recent release in that series. 2 of them. That's it. Feels manageable, and I like completing things. So if I could be caught up or complete something, that's a win. The goal that I make every single year is to diversify my reading. So this means reading from disabled voices, LGBTQIA, different races, just different backgrounds in general, and also about characters with different backgrounds. I want to read more nonfiction, like Know My Name by Chanel Miller, and there are a couple other nonfiction books that I'm really interested in reading. Anyway, diversifying my reading. I didn't do great about it last year. I'm actually pretty disappointed in myself, so I want to make a more conscious effort to be seeking that out this year, and at a minimum make it half of the books that I'm reading. And then I was actually just watching Brittany from Brittany the Bibliophile's most recent vlog that she posted before I started filming this, and one of her goals is to read physically once a week, and I actually really like that goal. I read a lot of audiobooks and ebooks last year, and that's great. I have no problem with that, but I have so many physical books and I want to be reading those as well, so I would really like to get into the habit of reading physically at least once a week. I've done pretty well. I've read quite a bit physically this year so far, so I'm very comfortable with that, and I've definitely strayed away from audiobooks. Not because I think they're bad. I don't want anyone to think that. That's not what I'm in the mood for. But yeah, I want to read physically. That is a habit that keeps me grounded, and I think it will definitely be part of like my self-care and just making myself feel better regardless of what it is that I'm reading. And then the second to last reading goal that I have, I want to utilize my Bookish subscriptions or they get canceled. Book of the month is probably going to get canceled next month because I have not read a single book of the month book, and I have so freaking many of them. So until I start utilizing that subscription, the subscription needs to go. I'm paying for something that I'm not using. Same thing with my audio subscriptions. So Scribd and Audible, for right now, I just need to pause them because I'm not using them, and that's a waste of money. I want to be more cognizant of that and not just spending things just in case. And the last reading goal, the one I feel like everybody is waiting for, how many books do I want to read this year? 100. I want to read more than 100 realistically. I would love 120. If I could average 10 books a month, that would be really, really cool. But I'm just going to put it at 100. I haven't reached it the past 2 years, and it's been honestly really disappointing and disheartening. I know the number of books that you read doesn't matter, but I like a challenge and I don't like to lose, and I feel like I have lost, even though I always lower the challenge so it says that I completed it. I'm that person on the 31st. I'm like, not gonna make this. Fix it. I'm still okay with how many books that I read. I know I can read 100 books. I feel like I've cut out a lot of distractions and I'm really focusing on myself. So we're gonna make it happen this year. I'm going to read 100 plus books in 2023. 2023 is gonna be my year. Just, it is, okay? Now, for anyone curious about my channel goals, I only have 3 of them. I am a pretty analytical and like numbers-based person. I prefer to think logically versus emotionally. That doesn't mean I don't think emotionally. I just prefer the patterns of it all and analyzing that, being better, and seeing what I can do to level up. So I've set some numbers type of goals, and also just some like businessy type of goals, if that makes any sense. The first one is not a numbers goal, nor is it a businessy goal, but it will help my channel to grow, and that is to post consistently all year long. I'm not starting out great, but I feel like setting set days to film and planning out what day content is going out so that I can arrange the days that I need to film and edit and set a routine for myself will be really beneficial. And then I can make this happen. The past couple of years I have not been successful. I don't know that I've ever fully been successful at posting all year consistently, and that's because life happens. And if life really happens and I'm not able to do it, I'm not going to beat myself up for that. But I don't want to take like 2 breaks that are a few weeks long. I don't want to take multiple breaks within the year that last several weeks. It doesn't make me happy. I like posting to YouTube. I feel better when I'm doing this and when I'm editing and I'm consistent. It just makes me feel better, and I like seeing the numbers grow and analyzing them and just having more data to look at. It's really cool. It's very nerdy, and it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. I'm well aware of that, but I like it. So I want to make it happen. The one that is the most numbers based, I would like to reach over 5K this year. I'm really close to 4,000, which is so great and so incredible, but I have been striving for 5K for such a long time, so if I could just reach that, that would be insane. I feel like if I'm consistent all year long and I post to Book Talk, which is something that I'm considering starting doing, I could really see everything grow and take off. And that would be really cool. Again, just because I like to see the patterns and the growth. It's cool. I like it, it's fun, and I like seeing how much I can achieve and how far I can push myself. Call me crazy, and I know that it doesn't really matter, but I like it. And the last one is that I do want to take more sponsorships this year. I just think that it would be fun, and it's something that I want to prove to myself that I am capable of doing, because in the past, if I'm honest, I get nervous. I don't know how to reach out to sponsors and things like that, and I want to be more proactive about the business side of this stuff. So I want to take on a couple more sponsorships if it's possible. If not, I really don't care. It was just something that I thought I could reflect on later this year or toward the end of this year. If I don't like it, I won't do it, and if I don't want to work with that sponsor, I won't. That is 100% not happening. I'm not going to take sponsorships just for the sake of taking them. It is something that I would like to explore more. Something. And it's not going to be every video. No shade to anybody who does that. Do your thing. Good for you. I literally don't care. But I know not everyone is a fan of that, and that's totally okay. Yeah, I want to see if I can do it. I want to see what I'm capable of and grow this as much as possible in every avenue. Those are my goals for 2023. I'm very excited about this year. It feels like I'm going to accomplish a lot, and I am really looking forward to it, so I hope you guys are too. Let me know some of your goals for the year down below. They can be personal, reading, etc. Whatever you care to share, I am all ears. That's going to be it from me today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're doing well, reading, mentally, and otherwise, and I really hope to see you all in my next video very, very soon. Bye, guys.